Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk a little more on gold, and the reason was uh, they're getting shaky. The government is getting shaky about people owning gold. Uh, now, Now, this doesn't really apply to what I talk about. And the reason is remember, I talk about gold as worth. It's something that has real true worth, real value. And when you own this, you have possession of it, that gives you worth, real true value. Okay. The thing is, when you buy it as investments, it changes things, and that's really what they were talking about. And they were talking about all kinds of really cool laws that don't apply to worth. It only applies to investment. And what it was talking about how a lot of people have been converting their IRAs into gold. And people with people with the IRAs in that have that much. I don't have no IRAs. I never had none of that stuff. Why? Because of one of the reasons that they were talking about it. They were talking about confiscation, taking your gold. That's what the government did in 33. And will they do it again? According to the article, they said no. And the reason is people are wiser now. They don't trust the government. They're not just going to hand over their gold. And when you do it like that, now you're talking about worth. But when you're holding gold in the way of investment, that's when the government is involved, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not into that stuff, so doesn't apply to what I talk about. But I thought it was funny because I don't know the laws on owning gold for an investment, and they were talking about some of the laws, and I thought it was kind of neat. But they were talking about there's safe deposit boxes. I already told you it's illegal to put it in a regular safe deposit box. What it is, they've got special LLC safe deposit boxes, and these people hold your gold for you. In other words, your IRA was converted from whatever it was into the shaky stock, and everybody knows stock is it's no good. So they put it out of that and they put it into gold, in which these people hold it. And I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. And they hold it, and they work for the government. Remember, I said LLC. In other words, they have done the paperwork to be recognized by the government, so they are recognized. They are a government agent of some type. And that's what I talk about when I talk about churches getting a non-profit exempt thing. Once they do that, they are an agent of the state. See, there's certain things you have to do to qualify to be nonprofit, or, like I say, to be able to hold gold for people. And we don't. Nobody knows for sure, but like Fort Knox, nobody knows if there's even gold there. Now, see, they were holding gold from different countries of the world, and these countries said, well, I just want to see my gold. I just want to see it. And they won't let them go into Fort Knox to see their gold. So that's even questionable if Fort Knox has got the gold in it. So more than likely, the corrupt government officials have already ripped off the gold out of Fort Knox. I mean, it wouldn't be no surprise at all when you consider all the corruption that goes on in the United States government. Now, so when you're holding it for an investment, and I always wondered how they did that. I didn't know. I heard about IRAs and they're using physical gold, but you don't have it in your house. You don't have it like what I say, bury it. They don't have it like that. It's under somebody's control. And when you want to see your gold, you have to have a government agent has to be there with you when you look at your gold. So it's really a weird kind of thing. So, but anyway, that brought it to my attention that is something if you're into like my kind of stuff, we don't have to be concerned about that, because I have every gun that I have buried, I have gold with it, gold and some silver. But I put it in PVC and I seal it up, and then I bury it. I normally bury it not in ground like you would see here, but like a mound of dirt, and then I would put it inside that mound of dirt so the water would run off of it and stuff like that. And then I use that mound of dirt to shoot at, So there's a lot of metal you're going to find in that mound of dirt. Like that, I don't need a government agent whenever I want to go look at my gold or my guns. I don't need any kind of a government agent to supervise. And so in other words, what I say is taking my gold, the government will not take my gold. But what they will do is, and that's why you need to be buying it now, because once the dollar collapses, it's going to be just in a short amount of time, and at that time, people are going to get tons and tons of gold. What they're going to do is they're going to do a windfall profit tax. And now, I don't know if that rings any bells to you all, but when I was in the oil business and I mentioned that was the first time, I think that was the first time that the government used windfall profit tax to legalize the oil, our oil profits. See, up in that time, and I thought that kind of shocked me, because I thought, how can they get one industry and put a tax on that all by itself? And I thought, they couldn't do it. Now, what they did do when they did that, like I say, they went up, I think it was as much as 70 or 90% windfall profit tax. In other words, where the price of oil was, when it jumped up, that you had to pay 30 to 90% of that tax, of that money, taxes, because you're making too much money. That's the way they verified it. That's kind of like the communist look. We're all equal, so we're all going to be poor. We're not going to let anybody get rich. And then when I'm rich, I'm over here spending tons of money. No, what happened, everybody went out of business. That was back in '84 is when that was. And, but anyway, so that's what they're going to do with gold. In other words, just all of a sudden, when you see gold start jumping up, then bammo, they're going to have a windfall profit tax. And whenever you go to buy gold, you're going to see you're going to have to pay even a whole lot more on that. You won't be able to sell gold because its price is going up. And so now you're going to think, I'm going to sell it. Remember, when you buy it as an investment, you buy it low and you sell it high. Okay, this isn't an investment, what I talk about. So in other words, that's not going to affect us. So the windfall profit tax on the gold, that won't bother us at all. So, and like I say, to take our gold, no, because that's where I got the guns. I've got my guns to protect my gold. I've got, and what Obama say? Said something about the guns in the Bible. I think he's talking about we have a moral responsibility to do what we have to do when we are under the thumb of a tyrant. I think that's what he was saying. I may be wrong. I don't know. But I know how much he's so much in favor of the Constitution and wants to make sure we have our constitutional rights. I'm sure that's what he was talking about. We have the moral right to own guns so we can protect our goals. So, you know, maybe the government is in favor of helping us by letting us get more guns and more goals. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.